Part 49. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 481. Chapter 481. The thorn bird was framed. Xia Ying said, turned around and looked at the big screen. At this moment, as Xia Ying turned around, the scene on the big screen that was originally fixed on the awards screen suddenly switched. The scene that was switched to made everyone present stunned. Because the picture is nothing else, it happens to be those so-called internet influencers and trolls, with records of receipts and transfers one by one. The audience in front of and behind the stage were all shocked, but the scene that followed was even more exciting. They are all confidential company documents of the main forces of the Blackthorn Bird Company, detailing how this process should be carried out smoothly, how to drive public opinion among netizens to believe all this, and how to make netizens subtly accept the character of Thornbird they have created. Image, as well as spontaneously going to the Blackthorn Birds. The staff in the audience received the order and were about to step forward to stop Xia Ying from further behavior, but were stopped by another group of people. That group of people was none other than the Xia family's bodyguards. The Xia family's bodyguards all wear special uniforms and can be recognized by outsiders at a glance. When the bosses saw this, their faces turned black. What's going on here? What do the backstage staff do? It was actually possible to release these things. Also, how did Thornbird obtain their company's confidential documents? What does the Xia family have to do with her? The person in charge of the party was also sweating with anxiety. He couldn't afford to offend any of those company dignitaries, but now even their own people couldn't enter the screening room backstage, and their people had already been kicked out. And now that the people guarding the door are all members of the Xia family, they can't afford to offend him even more. Suddenly, the party scene started to become noisy. The barrage is also full. Oh my God, what happened? Was the Thornbird framed by someone? But why do those people do this? I knew that my goddess would not be that kind of person. Oh my God, the entertainment industry is really deep. In other words, Thornbird has been scolded in vain for so many days. I admire Thornbird's psychological quality, but even more admire the evidence of how she knew it. Are those black Thornbird people slapped in the face now? Fortunately, I just listen to music and never pay attention to my private life. After the audience was noisy for a while and all the evidence was shown, Xia Ying continued, "These are your slanderous evidence. I have handed them over to the court for processing. You will be summoned by the court soon. I didn't expect that you people could do such unscrupulous things for the sake of profit. If it wasn't me who was the victim of cyber violence this time, but a helpless and powerless person, I can imagine what would happen. What kind of pain it brings to her life. I said before when I stumbled upon Jiao Na that there has never been a shortage of Jiao Na in the entertainment industry. Look, just now, this sentence has been verified." At this time, several media reporters in the front seat could no longer resist the temptation to step forward for interviews. They all ran to the stage, holding their microphones high, trying to interview the Thornbird. At this moment, Lan Linyu's expression became even more ugly. This was originally her award and her honor, but it was because of the appearance of this Thornbird. It took away all the attention, and the trophy was still in her hand and was not given to her. Lan Linyu clenched her fists, feeling very reluctant. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 482. Chapter 482. I am Xia Ying, and I am also a Thornbird. Thornbird, Thornbird, I saw a lot of Xia family's bodyguards in the audience helping you to stop the staff. Do you have any connection with the Xia family? Thornbird, you just said that if you are really powerless, then what is your true identity? Thornbird, what do you think is the reason why those entertainment companies suddenly focused their efforts on blackmailing you? Faced with the questions that came at her like bullets, Xia Ying breathed a sigh of relief and explained, The reason is very simple. Xia Ying raised the popular singer's trophy and said, "This is one of them. They think I don't have anyone who is signed to the company may be easy to bully. In order to get this trophy and the development of their artist, they want to bring me down." During that period, it is impossible to imagine how popular the name Thornbirds was and how huge the number of fans was. He is almost the only phenomenon-level miracle in the entertainment industry that has risen rapidly over the years and defeated countless veterans of the music industry. At that time, releasing songs at the same time as Thornbirds was courting death and would be directly sent to hell. Because she becomes famous every time she releases a song, which is simply not what those people can compare to. When there is Thornbird, all the other singers are her foils. If the old people are like this, it's even more difficult for newcomers to get ahead. That's why at that time, after the black information about Thornbird was exposed, it was so out of control. Other entertainment companies are also rushing to participate in this matter of benefiting themselves at the expense of others. Because of Thornbird, their company has lost too much profit, and Thornbird must step down. Then ask Thornbird, "What is your true identity? When are you going to reveal your true identity?" Xia Ying smiled slightly, and then slowly raised her right hand. The audience in the audience and the audience in front of the internet held their breath, preparing to witness this historic scene. The media reporters below also quickly put on high-definition cameras, preparing to capture the true appearance of the Thornbird as soon as possible. Chu Shenxiu in the audience was particularly excited. He clenched his hands into fists and whispered, "Open the mask and scare them to death." Yu Lingfeng seemed relatively calm, just silently staring at Xia Ying on the stage. Jun Chenai quickly wiped his eyes. It's incredible, the true identity of Thornbird has been hidden for so long, and it's finally about to be revealed. The mask was lifted off, and what came into view was a face that was lightly painted with pink and white, celestial but not plain, beautiful but not enchanting. The girl's eyes were as dazzling as the stars, and under the high bridge of her nose was a pair of delicate pink lips. The girl smiled faintly at the camera, and the viewers outside the screen were already fascinated. The barrage began to highlight Xia Ying's beauty, and the audience's jaws dropped in shock. "Oh my God, the Thornbird is actually Xia Ying." Xia Ying, who was famous in the music scene some time ago. That Xia Ying, a close disciple of world-class music master Mo Desi? That little princess Xia Ying of the Xia family, one of the 4 major families in the imperial capital? Everyone said it was hard to accept and unbelievable. Xia Ying said softly, "Hello everyone, I am Xia Ying, and I am also a Thornbird." Oh my God! Thornbird and Xia Ying are actually the same person. Ah! Don't stop me, Xia Ying is mine, and so is the Thornbird. Mom, why is my phone wet? Oh my God, Thornbird, ah no, it's Xia Ying, she's really beautiful in her prime. Not long after, the barrage was down due to too many. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuan Suya. Chapter 483. Chapter 483. Popular female singer Thornbird. Jun Chenai in the audience was stunned for a long time without reacting. What the hell, Xia Ying is the Thornbird? Jun Chenai remembered that he had half-jokingly questioned Xia Ying before, but he was really just joking. After all, Xia Ying was so busy at that time. She had to prepare for the San Diego music competition, study, and release new songs. Oh my God, is she a god? How did she do it? Just like that, she got the first place in grade in the last exam. Jun Chenai suddenly felt that comparing people to each other can really make people mad. At this moment, Mu Niankai, who had been waiting in front of the live broadcast, was so excited that she could see the true face of her goddess that she almost fainted. When she saw that the thorn bird was Xia Ying, Mu Niankai was frightened from the bed. I fell down and hit my head hard. Mu Niankai rubbed her forehead while recalling. No wonder Xia Ying said that day that she could help her get the thorn bird's autograph. It turned out that she was the thorn bird, so wouldn't it be a piece of cake to get her autograph? However, the media at the scene are not vegetarians. If Xia Ying said she is a thorn bird, does that mean she must be one? Moreover, after what happened with Jiao Na, everyone knew that Xia Ying and Thornbird had a close relationship. This time, Thornbird was blacklisted by the entire internet. Xia Ying came to replace her, making the outside world think that she was Thornbird. Wouldn't this exonerate Thornbird? After all, no one has ever seen a Thornbird, and the Thornbird and Xia Ying's body shape and even their voices are not much different. Therefore, after everyone was shocked by Xia Ying's one-sided remarks, they began to question it. Xia Ying, you said you are a thorn bird, but can you prove it on the spot? Yes, after all, some people will still suspect that you are not a thorn bird, and think that you are just doing this to help the thorn bird avoid the limelight. Yes, Xia Ying, can you prove on the spot that you are the thorn bird? Xia Ying has already thought of these doubts, but since she is a thorn bird, she really has nothing to panic about. Xia Ying cleared her throat, calmed down, and sang silence a cappella with the microphone in front of tens of millions of people live online. As soon as the song came out, the audience in the audience and the audience outside the screen collectively became excited. The barrage was repaired by technicians and restored to use. For a while, the three words Thornbird filled the screen of the barrage. Oh my God, this is the first time I hear a cappella singing with its own electronic sound effects. It's really terrible. Is this the legendary throat that was kissed by an angel? The patriarch is giving me food to eat, my God. It sounds so good, I'm drunk, drunk, drunk. I have liked Xia Ying for many years, and now I find that she still has the identity of Thornbird. It's amazing, she is a goddess in her own right. I unilaterally declare that Xia Ying is my goddess. The voice cannot deceive anyone. As soon as Xia Ying opens her mouth, everyone will know that she is the Thornbird and has not run away. The voice of the Thornbird is very distinctive, and you can tell the authenticity as soon as you speak it. When Thornbird was first popular some time ago, there were a lot of people pretending to be Thornbird on the internet, but no matter how they pretended to be, as soon as they opened their mouths, the aura of copycats could not be blocked. This evening, the names Thornbird and Xia Ying became hot search keywords on the entire internet. Popular female singer Thornbirds began to pop up on the barrage. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuan Suya. Chapter 484. Chapter 484. To win the trophy, you must first show your strength. If it weren't for the unfounded rumors, Thornbird's previous popularity ranking would have been firmly at the top. The second place and the third place combined did not have as many votes as hers, but because of that incident, Lan Linyu took the top spot. Furthermore, Lan Linyu was able to defeat a bunch of singers who were stronger than her and win the crown because of the company's ticket sales and operations. Xia Ying did not reveal this about her, but those who are really experienced media people, or people who know Lan Linyu, don't know that those embarrassing press releases are all fake. The purpose is to help Lan Linyu win the trophy for popular female singer. But now, popular singer Thornbirds are all appearing on the barrage, lined up as neatly as an army. Lan Linyu stood aside, her face starting to turn blue. I thought tonight would be her moment to shine, but I didn't expect something like this to happen. Moreover, she had carefully prepared a tear-jerking speech that was enough to win her a lot of favorability. However, now she has become ridiculous cannon fodder in the presence of Xia Ying. I am not telling you, why doesn't Lan Linyu go down? Don't you feel embarrassed? If it weren't for their company's trouble, would she be on this stage now? That's right, I think Lan Linyu's vote count is also watery and has some shady secrets. Haha, see through but don't tell. Why do you say that to us UEU? This is something the company does, what does it have to do with our UEU? By the way, Lan Linyu, as the person involved, must have known about this matter. She has been silent and did not speak out. In fact, it is quite a bad character. Don't you just want to be a popular singer, so you just turn a blind eye and feel at ease with black people being black? She is no longer a fan, fans should stop slandering her and will never buy her albums again. Although the barrage has been showing popular singer Thorn Bird. However, the organizers have not taken any action, and the host is very embarrassed standing on the stage. But they didn't get the instructions, and they didn't know who to award the trophy to. The organizers did not expect such a performance accident to occur. In the end, they discussed with several judges and decided to award the trophy of the popular singer to Thorn Bird. Lan Linyu saw that the trophy she had been thinking about for a long time was finally taken away by Xia Ying. She felt very uncomfortable, and finally had to walk off the stage in despair. After Xia Ying got the trophy, she stepped down from the stage and walked up to Lan Linyu and said, "If you want to get the trophy, you must first show your strength." Xia Ying is reminding Lan Linyu that there is really no point in swiping votes. No matter what, she is still a popular and talented singer. It is useless for her to work hard for an honor that does not match her own ability. Instead, it will only chill those fans who truly love and support her. "Why don't you expose me?" Lan Linyu met Xia Ying's eyes and said coldly. Since Xia Ying was able to obtain the confidential documents of their company, she must have known about a series of disgraceful things she did by buying fans to buy tickets. "No reason, I'm just giving you a chance. I hope you won't forget your original intention of embarking on this path because of these desires." Xia Ying finished speaking, turned, and left. She didn't know if Lan Linyu would listen to her words, but Xia Ying felt pity for such truly talented people, especially when they went astray. Xia Ying always wanted to help them. Perhaps it reminded her of herself in the previous life. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 485. Chapter 485. Remember to give me a signature. Xia Ying, in her previous life, came to the entertainment industry because of her simple love for acting. She was lucky because her first drama became a hit, but she was also unlucky. From then on, she started to live a life of being ostracized by people in the industry. Although she was famous at that time, she was still just a newcomer and did not understand the rules of the entertainment industry, so she was often bullied by her seniors. Later, she became a movie queen and a national goddess, and she won all kinds of awards. But she no longer enjoyed the acting she did when she first started acting. Her subsequent acting was just for honor and to win a few more awards. Thinking about it now, it's really sad. So in this life, she will do what she likes no matter what, and she will just let things like fame and fortune go. When things are done, others will naturally know that you are different. There is no need to fight for a trophy. Xia Ying and the others returned to the Xia family, and now the internet is full of discussion topics between Thornbird and Xia Ying. The true identity of the Thornbird is revealed. Is it actually Xia Ying? Thornbird and Xia Ying are actually the same person. The true face of the Thornbird is exposed, it turns out to be. There are countless similar posts like this. Now as long as you open the internet, you will know that the Thornbird is Xia Ying. Mu Niankai was restless at home, thinking that the goddess she had been obsessed with for so long was actually Xia Ying, the Xia Ying who was inextricably linked to her. The one she was so jealous of in life, the one she once rejected, Xia Ying, who became her good friend. Mu Niankai now thinks about what she has done, and suddenly feels that she is really pitiful and pathetic. But now, it seems that nothing can be saved. Even Mu Niankai didn't know how she should react when seeing Xia Ying in the future. So annoying. Mu Niankai held her head and sighed. She was about to collapse. She would have to see Xia Ying at school tomorrow. As soon as Xia Ying returned home, she received a message from Jun Chennai. To be honest, I never thought that you were the thorn bird. Well, my desk mate remembers to give me an autograph tomorrow. I've wanted it for a long time. Xia Ying curled her lips and showed a faint smile. Yu Lingfeng turned sideways, looked at Xia Ying, and asked, "Why are you laughing?" Xia Ying was stunned by Yu Lingfeng's question, and then she covered her phone so that he wouldn't look at it. "Oh, I'm reading the fan messages." Yu Lingfeng narrowed his eyes slightly, looked at Xia Ying, and whispered, "You lied." Xia Ying was embarrassed. As expected, she couldn't hide anything from Yu Lingfeng. Yu Lingfeng stretched out her hand towards Xia Ying, and Xia Ying had no choice but to hand Yu Lingfeng the content of the text message just now to read. Yu Lingfeng raised his eyebrows slightly and said, "Are you two still sitting at the same table?" The tone was raised, mixed with doubts and a little dissatisfaction. "Because our class basically doesn't change positions very much," Xia Ying explained. Yu Lingfeng returned the phone to Xia Ying and said with a serious face, "Is that guy still trying to figure you out?" "No." Xia Ying quickly denied it and said, "Jun Chennai and I now have a pure friendship." Yu Lingfeng stared at Xia Ying's eyes for a long time, and finally chose to believe it. "I'm tired today, go to bed early." As soon as Yu Lingfeng finished speaking, Luo Xian, who came back from outside, immediately called Xia Ying excitedly. "Sakura, are you the thorn bird?" End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuan Suya. Chapter 486. Chapter 486 Is Our Little Sakura So Good? Xia Ying heard Luo Xian's voice and quickly turned around to see that Luo Xian had just come back from outside. She was bored and scrolling through her phone for a while on the way, and then she learned the shocking news. You must know that even people like Luo Xian, who have never been starstruck, have all the songs of Thornbirds on their mobile phones, and Luo Xian and Xia Ying have praised Thornbirds more than once for singing beautifully, and the vocal range is very similar to Xia Ying. However, her understanding of the connection between Thornbird and Xia Ying was just that their voices were similar. She never thought that Xia Ying was a thornbird. Although Xia Ying has loved singing since she was a child, she has always been inspired to become China's Britney Spears. But after Xia Ying entered high school, almost all her energy was devoted to studying and music. This can be seen from Xia Ying's rapid progress in learning and the great improvement in her musical ability. Luo Xian originally thought that Xia Ying was already very good and hard-working. She even felt sorry for Xia Ying and felt that she shouldn't work so hard and should relax more. However, now, Luo Xian discovered that Xia Ying actually had another identity as Thornbird. Luo Xian couldn't believe it. Where did Xia Ying get the time? Why is her child so hard-working? At this time, Luo Xian had already walked up to Xia Ying, grabbed Xia Ying's arm excitedly, and asked quickly, "Is it true? Xia Ying, are you really the thorn bird?" Xia Ying nodded. "Actually, I wanted to tell you later." Xia Ying knew that if Luo Xian knew her identity, she would feel sorry for her. Just like she stayed up late at night every day to study some time ago, Luo Xian would come over every day and ask her to rest. Xia Ying's physical fitness has not been very good since she was a child, and Luo Xian was afraid that she would hurt her body if she worked too hard. But what Luo Xian didn't know was that for Xia Ying, music was really not tiring, and she wouldn't feel tired no matter how long she did it. Moreover, Xia Ying now has the chip that Yu Lingfeng gave her, so she won't get sick easily. Luo Xian can basically relax about her body. "You kid, How could you keep it secret from me for so long? How did you do it? Where did you find the time to write lyrics and songs? Furthermore, every song of the Thornbirds is a masterpiece and cannot be produced casually. Logo Xin suddenly felt that her child was so outstanding, and her vanity suddenly exploded at this moment. That, because I had time before, I would write songs and compose music in my own musical instrument room. Xia Ying explained. Actually, most of those songs were songs she had released in her previous life, and it wouldn't take much time to create a second time based on them. Moreover, those songs were very popular in the previous life, so it is not a problem at all to become popular in this life. Oh my God, Sakura, how many things are you hiding from me? Logo Xin's excitement is still hard to calm down. She is really unprepared to accept this matter. No llama. Xia Ying said with a smile. Logo Xin then looked at Yu Lingfeng and Chu Shenxiu and asked, you didn't know this a long time ago, right? Chu Shenxiu said with a smile, Auntie, I actually knew it didn't take long. I knew it a long time ago. Chu Shenxiu darkened his face, looked at Yu Lingfeng, and said coldly, oh, is it amazing? End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuan Suya. Chapter 487. Chapter 487 Consciousness as a Fan. Yu Lingfeng ignored him. At this time, Xia Ying's and Logo Xin's phones started to ring at the same time. The relatives in Country S and Chu Shengming, who is still doing research at the institute, also know about it. Chu Shengming found it a bit incredible. The first time he chased a star, it was not even a pursuit. The star he just paid attention to was actually his cousin. This world is really small. No wonder he felt familiar with the song of the Thornbird for the first time and was attracted involuntarily. Well, now it seems that he can listen to the live version whenever he goes home. It's pretty good when you think about it. Xia Ying's grandmother, Mayavalakai Tesvara Tathagata, is our little Yingying so outstanding. Xia Ying's grandfather, call me like crazy for our little Yingying. Xia Ying's aunt, look at little Yingying, and then look at my kid who plays games at home even before he has a partner. Let's not talk about it. I'm looking for where my feather duster is. Xia Ying's uncle, ha ha ha, if I had known that Yingying should have formed a group to steal when she was young. Xia Ying couldn't laugh or cry when she heard this. Whether it is Xia Ying or Thornbird, they have a huge fan base in S country, and when these two people became one, the fans went crazy. Don't stop us, follow Xia Ying/Thornbird excitedly. Chu Shenxiu approached Xia Ying again and said, Cousin Xia Ying, you will be in trouble when you go to school in the future. A bunch of classmates will ask you for autographs. Do you want to hire me as a free bodyguard? Chu Shenxiu raised his eyebrows at Xia Ying. Xia Ying shook her head helplessly and did not answer Chu Shenxiu. Ever since Xia Ying refused to allow Chu Shenxiu to enter her school last time, Chu Shenxiu has been eager to see Xia Ying again. However, his brother's needles were really terrible. Thinking about it, life was more important. Now, it seems that there is another great opportunity waiting for him, and he must seize this opportunity to get close to her cousin Xia Ying openly. It's just that Chu Shenxiu's fantasy didn't last long before he was personally annihilated by his brother who had just returned. No need, you will only create more chaos. Chu Shengming said coldly. Chu Shenxiu may have forgotten the commotion he caused last time. He may have forgotten his identity. After all, he is a national male of S country. Can't this guy have a little idle baggage? When Chu Shenxiu heard this, he looked at Chu Shengming, and his face immediately drooped. Elder brother. Chu Shenxiu said this feebly. It's useless. Chu Shengming didn't even look at him. Selling pity does not exist here. Cousin Sakura, if your previous achievements in the music industry are too far away from them. But now that you are a Thornbird, you are a pop singer and a star. I think it is time for you to bring some bodyguards to school. Just like Jun Chennai. After all, Xia Ying has offended a lot of people now. Even though she has a high status, someone will harm her if she is not protected. From Chu Shenming's point of view, it was very necessary to bring bodyguards. I think so too, Xia Ying said. It's just that I hope the students' reaction tomorrow will be a little more low-key. However, Xia Ying was still too naive. When she opened QQ, she found that she had 99 plus friend requests and 99 plus messages, and all the groups with her were following her. Xia Ying was dizzy when she saw the red fonts all over her face. She raised her head and looked at Yu Lingfeng helplessly. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuan Suya. Chapter 488. Chapter 488 Consciousness as a Fan. Yu Lingfeng walked towards her, and Xia Ying raised her phone to show him. Yu Lingfeng, look at it, isn't it scary? Yu Lingfeng raised her lips and smiled slightly. It's expected. Well. Xia Ying sighed. This is why she previously planned to reveal her identity only after the college entrance examination. It was really troublesome. It will definitely cause trouble to her originally peaceful life. Had it not happened, she would not have announced her identity so early. When Xia Ying went to school the next day, as expected, she was surrounded by people. Because Xia Ying had thought ahead, she also brought bodyguards and took protective measures in advance to prevent the situation from becoming chaotic and uncontrollable. After Xia Ying sat down, Jun Chennai calmly handed her a notebook and a thick black pen. Sign. Jun Chennai's tone was calm, with an inexplicable sense of compulsion. This is the first time in his life that he has to sign an autograph, and it feels weird. Xia Ying glanced sideways at Jun Chennai and said jokingly, "Can you be a little more self-conscious as a fan?" Jun Chennai's price is as high as 2,580,000 yuan. He doesn't look like a person asking for an autograph. He's more like a person giving autographs. Jun Chennai raised his eyebrows. Oh. So I'll sign one for you as a courtesy. Xia Ying rolled her eyes. Forget it. Then, Xia Ying leaned over, signed Jun Chennai's name, and handed it to him. Jun Chennai looked at Xia Ying's signature, pursed his lips, and said mercilessly, "It's really ugly." Xia Ying was stunned for a moment after hearing this. "Why did you give me an autograph and even signed it? If you don't like it and it looks ugly, then don't want it." Xia Ying said that she was going to grab the autograph just now, but Jun Chennai held it on his chest like a treasure and refused to give it to Xia Ying. Disliked the appearance but refused to give it back. "Who is this person? I'm going to keep it as a handle for later." Jun Chennai said slowly, "I guess you haven't given anyone else's Thornbird signature very often, so that's why the handwriting is so ugly. In the future, it will improve as you give more characters, and the value of my original signature will also increase." Xia Ying twitched the corner of her mouth and glanced sideways at Jun Chennai. "Why didn't I know you had such a business mind?" Jun Chennai smiled lightly and said nothing. "Sakura, Sakura, I want an autograph too." At this time, Ye Xiaoxun in front turned around, looked at Xia Ying with a smile and said. Xia Ying smiled and said, "Xiao Sun, are you joining in the fun?" Ye Xiaoxun smiled happily. "I just realized that the friend who has always been by my side is actually such an outstanding existence. It's no big deal that she was so famous in the music industry before." After all, Xia Ying told her that she had been practicing music since she was a child. However, what Ye Xiaoxun didn't expect was that Xia Ying was still a Thornbird and had written so many divine songs. Ye Xiaoxun has always known that Xia Ying sings well, and everyone in Guangyang knows it, but they all think that Xia Ying can only sing other people's songs, but they don't know that she is actually better at writing songs. This woman is really scary. After Xia Ying signed Ye Xiaoxun's name, Ye Xiaoxun happily held the notebook and turned around to study. Behind Xia Ying, Mu Niankai kept staring at her. Mu Niankai still has the signature that Xia Ying gave her before hanging around her neck. However, in real life, she actually robbed her of the opportunity to have close contact with her goddess. You are so stupid that you even despise yourself. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuan Suya. Chapter 489. Chapter 489 The Great God Who Copied. This year has been extremely busy. Xia Ying and the others will enter their senior year of high school in the blink of an eye, and will take the college entrance examination next June. As the college entrance examination approaches, everyone is working hard for the college in their mind. Whether you are a celebrity or an ordinary person, everyone is equal on the single plank bridge of the college entrance examination. For that pass, everyone must work hard enough to stand out from the tens of millions of people taking the college entrance examination. A lot of things have happened this year, but what remains unchanged is that Jun Chennai's status is still so strong, and this year's selection is a steady pace of preparing for the top spot. For Jun Chennai's fans, massacre has become a daily routine. Xia Ying had never seen a list with Jun Chennai, but Jun Chennai did not get the first place. Moreover, he got the first place with an overwhelming advantage. Xia Ying has not released any new songs this year. She is studying and preparing for the exam with peace of mind. She also relaxes a lot when practicing music before the college entrance examination. At this stage, her college entrance examination is more important. The copyright of Ye Xiaoxun's novel was sold some time ago, setting a new copyright record for a female channel. It is estimated that a TV series will be released next year. And the Yuuluao way that I copied before can't be compared with Ye Xiaoxun at all now. Not only that, Ye Xiaoxun's fans also uncovered the dark history of Yuuluao way. What great gods are, they are all copied. All the articles were plagiarized from domestic and foreign sources, graphic novels, and various literary forms, which she disassembled and plagiarized. No one cared deeply about it before, but now Ye Xiaoxun has become popular. Her fans are dissatisfied with Yuuluao Wei for plagiarizing Ye Xiaoxun, and they are not apologetic, allowing her fans to troll her. Therefore, Ye Xiaoxun's fans began to resist. This resistance was incredible, catching such a master of plagiarism. It is simply insulting to the culture of online writing. People like this still have a large number of followers, and their published films and TV shows are booming. But none of her books were originally written by herself. They were all plagiarized from other people's hard work and creativity. Although Yuuluao is still writing books, there are still many idiot fans. However, her reputation on the internet is very bad now, and people often accuse her of plagiarism in the comment area of her articles. And now she turns a blind eye and simply lets others scold her. However, maybe because of being scolded so harshly, Yuuluao Wei finally found her conscience and began to refrain from plagiarism, and then went out on the road. As of now, she is still updating her articles constantly, all thanks to the support of her true fans. Almost, it's pretty cool. Ye Xiaoxun is still in contact with his senior fan Xian, and has not yet revealed his true identity. Ye Xiaoxun's own intention was to wait until after the college entrance examination. Ye Xiaoxun has finished his old book and has opened a new book, The Empress of Ghost Doctors. As soon as this book was released, there was an outpouring of comments recommending and collecting it. It immediately hit the Baidu Hot Search popularity list. Yu Xun's current pen name is a representative of high quality. Ye Xiaoxun promised fans that they would not stop updating even if they take the college entrance examination, but they would only update 1,000 words a day. Even with Zaza's update speed, Ye Xiaoxun's true fans are still willing to wait. After all, her books are so beautiful. A good book is certainly worth the wait. Xia Ying's only worry now is whether the ending of Ye Xiaoxun's previous life will repeat itself. After all, Xia Ying still hasn't understood the reason that caused Ye Xiaoxun to commit suicide by jumping off the building in her previous life. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuan Suya. Chapter 490. Chapter 490. It's just that you look too conspicuous. The second book of Ye Xiaoxun in the previous life is also called this name. However, the first half of the book is particularly well written, and then it starts to get watered down. Readers obviously feel differently, so they begin to question and be dissatisfied. Later, she started to plagiarize Rongge at the end of the book. Later, she quickly opened a third book and plagiarized Rongge again. Finally, she was criticized by the entire internet. Xia Ying felt that something must have gone wrong. Someone must have stolen Ye Xiaoxun's pen name along the way, but Xia Ying had already prepared defenses in advance, and everyone knew that Yi Sun's current ID card was not hers. Her real name is actually Ye Sun, and she is still a student under the age of 18. However, Xia Ying herself could not guarantee whether there would be other mistakes. She just hoped that her initial suspicion was right. The person who stole Ye Xiaoxun's pen name in the previous life was Yun Huan. If this is the case, then it should not happen again in this life. However, Xia Ying was still worried about what might happen. A simple, kind, and hard-working girl like Ye Xiaoxun should be favored by fate. Committing suicide by jumping off a building and dying young, such words are really terrible for this young girl. One night, Xia Ying received a call from Ye Xiaoxun. Ye Xiaoxun invited her to go out to play. Xia Ying originally didn't want to go because there were other people she didn't know. But after Ye Xiaoxun's strong persuasion, Xia Ying relented. Ye Xiaoxun actually went to play with several peers from their community. Because Fan Zian was also there, Ye Xiaoxun was afraid of being embarrassed, so he called Xia Ying to accompany her to build up her courage. When Xia Ying went out, Yu Lingfeng kept looking at her longingly. That look seemed to be asking, "Did you really abandon me?" Xia Ying thought for a while and said to Yu Lingfeng, "Xiaoxun brought all her good friends with her this time, and I'm afraid it will be embarrassing if you don't know any of them. Is there a boy?" Yu Lingfeng pretended not to care, but his eyes were very stern as he stared at Xia Ying, trying to capture the subtle details on her face. "Forward." Xia Ying was still thinking about how to answer, but Yu Lingfeng stood up and walked to her, took Xia Ying's hand directly, and said seriously, "I know you, it won't be awkward." Moreover, he knew Ye Xiaoxun and knew that she was Xia Ying's best friend. Since he is Xia Ying's best friend, it's not weird for him to go. Xia Ying knew that as long as Yu Lingfeng insisted on something, he would definitely do it, so there was no point in refusing, so she had no choice but to let Yu Lingfeng follow her. "Okay then," Xia Ying said, "then you will always follow me later. Oh, by the way." As if she remembered something, Xia Ying took out a mask from her bag and put it on Yu Lingfeng's face. Yu Lingfeng frowned slightly, and the luster of his glass-like eyes dimmed. He has to wear a mask every time he goes out. In fact, he doesn't like this very much. Xia Ying saw the unhappiness in Yu Lingfeng's eyes and explained, "The only thing to blame is that you look too conspicuous. If you take Yu Lingfeng there and don't prepare any measures at all, then Ye Xiaoxun's party will turn into an embarrassing situation where the girls are obsessed with Lingfeng and the boys are left alone." End of this chapter.